Hi, Casual Raccon here, and today we open something very cool. ST-10 Ultimate Deck 3 Captains. So, cardboard packaging, a little bit bigger than the usual starter decks. We can compare it with starter deck 1, so you see it's a little bit wider and also thicker. It's a thick boy, and that's probably because of deck box that is inside here. And as we know, here we have only the starter decks. Let's open it. Inside we find play sheet and basic rules for new players. Very useful if you are just starting and this is your first starting deck, then sure, first you need to know the rules. And then the first thing we can see is the deck box, and it looks surprisingly good. So we can see Luffy leader, kit and low, backside, just one piece logo, nothing here. And as we already know, we have a Velcro to close it, and it's made of plastic, so for sure an improvement. Not a paper box, plastic box. It's more than enough for the start. Closes, no problem, opens. It's all good. It's enough to take your cards into local game shop and just play your first game of One Piece card game. Okay, then just packaging, cards. Fortunately, they started to pack them into foil instead of this foil ring that was bending the cards a little bit. And here a little surprise card divider with our 3 captains. Let's open the cards now. First leader, red, purple, Trafalgar Law. Beautiful foiling on this card, the strongest leader in a box, and I hope every leader will get treatment like that, not only alt arts but also the normal ones that we open in booster boxes. Next, red, purple, Monkey D. Luffy, 3 life, 6000 power leader, very strong effect. Unfortunately, a little bit risky to play in our meta without defensive tools like Radical Beam or 9 cost Edward Newgate. Nonetheless, just beautiful card. And the last leader, useless Captain Meat, just trash. Then we have Monkey D. Luffy, 10 cost character. We can see in a background a little bit of texture, not only foiling. And this is one of the super rares in a box, and we have 2 copies. Another important card, purple 4 cost blocker low, very strong effect, and again foiling and textured background. I'm not sure if you can see it in camera reflection, but in real life the cards are amazing. It's another super rare in a box, and again just 2 copies. And the last card from character cards of 3 captains, used as Captain Kit, not so useless this time, very strong card, seen in a lot of purple decks, most notably Purple Luffy. Another dynamic pose of one of the captains, beautiful texture. It's the 3rd super rare card in a box, and again 2 copies. And now we are talking. Roronoa Zoro from OP01 reprint. We all know this card already. 3 cost, 5000 power, rush red character. Supernova Straw Hat Crew. Much needed reprint in my opinion, and art is just beautiful. If you have normal version of Zoro from OP01, I think it's worth buying just for the art alone. And what is really good about this reprint is that we have 4 copies of him. Then we have a reprint of recently banned and then unbanned card Nami Searcher from OP01. The art is just top notch. If you don't like Zoro, then just for Nami buy the deck, because again we are getting 4 of them. Very important card in any deck running Straw Hats, especially low in OP05, but also Straw Hat version of Zoro. Zoro not so dominant in OP05, but can put this beautiful art into some use. And as I said, 4 copies, so you just need to buy 1 deck to have a playset if you need reprints, but obviously for the previous cards to have playset of SRs like Kid, Low and Luffy, we need to buy deck 2 times. Okay, that's it for the reprints. Now we have new cards, 6 cost, 6000 power Sanji. Not that impactful in my opinion, maybe we'll see some niche use. Nonetheless, all the cards are holographic or foil if you will, and we can see those beautiful accents on fire and buttons. We get 4 copies, and what is really good about this structure deck is that even commons are foiled, so here we have 4 copies of a foiled card. Then we have a 2k counter Jinbe. Everyone knows this Hellsman from manga and anime. Nothing crazy here, but I think from all the red cards printed in this structure deck, in our 4.5 meta, to name it, Jinbe might find some play, maybe even 10 cost Luffy, but from all the red cards for our current meta, I think Jinbe might be included in some decks, as it's 2k counter, powerful ability when attacking, basically Otama on board, or if you played Whitebeard Zoro previously, same effect as Blamenko. And even though it's common, because it's 2k counter, I guess we get only 2 copies, unfortunately. Next, Purple Killer, nothing exciting here. Obviously art is amazing even for the common, using his signature swords, ready to fight. Foiling is absolutely beautiful, but card itself nothing impressive. And as expected, nothing impressive but 4 copies. And now we are talking Shachi and Penguin, 4 cost 5000 power. On play, if you have 3 or less Dawn cards on your field, add up 2 Dawn cards from your deck and rest them. And I think there is one leader that is returning a lot of Dawns for his effect. Absolutely must have for red purple low deck, and fortunately 4 copies inside. Then we have Bart, just worse copy of Shachi and Penguin, because you need to pay for ability. There is no condition to add the Dawn card like for Shachi and Penguin, you only need to pay, but still you are slowing down this way. Not really worth it in my opinion, but might see some play in ramp decks. And 4 copies. Then we have Hit, and even though I don't really like the character, I mean, it's like the crews in manga, anime, especially from Kid, are not so represented, not much going on with them, so we are not like attached to the characters, but the foiling on this card is done absolutely stunning. You can see all the small buttons and little accents done with foiling. Beautiful card, but other than that, trash. And because it's trash, we got 4 copies. Then we have my favorite character from Heart Pirates, Mink Beppo. Beautiful card, just the little leaves here with the foiling on them. Dynamic pose from our derpy Beppo. And it's a must have. Like, if you play red purple low, you must include him. Heart Pirates, on play when attacking effect, buffing you a Dawn, 5000 power for cost, so perfect target for ability to play him from hand, just pure utility in 1 card. And this time, fortunately, we get 4 copies, so include all 4 of them immediately in your red-purple low deck. Then we have Wire, nothing exciting here, like Kid Pirates are not exciting in manga, so just skip 4 copies to your bulk collection, okay? Now we get some events. Gum Gum Giant Sumo Slap. 1 cost event, counter. Up to 1 of your character cards gain 2000 power during this battle. Pretty standard. KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 2000 power or less. Nothing exciting here, pretty average. For 1 Dawn normally we get 2k counter from events, but effect is really niche. 2k power characters, not really that impactful. And only 2 copies, but that's okay, we are not playing it anyway. Then we have different Gum Gum Jet Pistol. This is Gum Gum Kong Gatling, and this is 5 cost event. KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 7000 power or less. Nothing wrong about it, but paying 5 cost for KO event when we have already 4 cost Gum Gum Jet Pistol that is 4 cost KOing 6000 power, and most of the time we use our reducers anyway, I don't find it useful. And additionally, read the trigger. Up to 1 of your leader gains 1000 power until the end of your next turn. So if trigger would be the same as Jet Pistol, then maybe, but trigger is the same like, let's say, Guard Point or Radical Beam, and it's not really impactful on the offensive event like that. Another event with 2 copies, nothing exciting, skip. And then we have purple event, Punk Vice. So we have 2 events from Luffy and 1 event from Kid. And again, unfortunately, nothing that exciting. Rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost 2 or less, and add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. But we are paying $3 for it. So I don't really know who would like to play this card. For me, hard pass. 2 copies, skip. And then we have something that I was really excited when they announced this deck, and funny enough, they are the Dawn cards. Like, look at them. They are just so good. It's just basic design, but it's foiled. And they look so beautiful. And we have the whole play set. So just take them, sleeve them and put into your deck, and you will get this extra bling bling. So yeah, for me, aesthetically, one of the best inclusions. They are just beautiful, almost as beautiful as Nami obviously and Zoro reprint, but really nice touch, cherry on top. So yeah, as I said before, you have your full deck, you have your box with a divider for whatever reason. Actually, let's put them apart. Let's say I built for today Trafalgar Law, put him inside, separate 2 useless captains, and then we are ready to go. Cards are secured. Yeah, nothing wrong with the deck box. Unfortunately, something that I don't like about this inclusion is we have 2 copies of SR cards, super rares, and normally you will buy 2 boxes of the starter decks, so you will have 2 deck boxes as well. If you are just starting your journey, sure, it might be useful. Maybe you want to use it for your other decks and so on, but it's just cheap plastic box with a Velcro. It's enough for the start, but until now every deck we had to buy 2 copies. So we get a lot of useless cards that no one is buying, and we get a lot of waste now with extreme amount of plastic deck boxes. Is it a good approach? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Personally, I don't like this approach. Much rather I would have one deck that is named Ultimate deck or whatever. Okay, include the deck box, but please include 4 copies of every card. Then we don't need to make unnecessary waste with additional deck boxes that no one will buy. No one will buy because everyone will have one extra. Then who is buying? And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Take it easy.